Okay, hi. I saw this video a little while ago and I keep seeing more things like this and having more conversations like this, and it could be that whole phenomenon of your phone showing you more things related to what you've already been watching or like conversations that you're having and whatnot. But it's really stuck out to me lately. And I can't remember, it was on Instagram, I can't remember the girl's name, but I think she's really funny and I like her videos. But she was talking about having more audacity, and she had mentioned like people asking her about how she gets the opportunity she gets and just doing different things she's doing in life, and she was like she just she just does things that she has no business doing.
This week I sent a copy of my book How to Love Your Afro, 2 heat hats and a personal note to Kylie Jenner. Anyone who's been following me for the last 2 years, who's seen my meteoric rise to success and wondered what the secret sauce is this. I've been doing this nonsense for a while now. I stay asking for things I have no business asking for, and I get a thrill out of it. Honestly, it tickles my chest. And every single time I do it, it's not even necessarily that I think it's going to work in my favour, but I just get excited about the concept of like, what if it does? Because I keep opening up my mouth like a mad woman and asking big people for these life-changing opportunities. I end up racking up this list of just Delulu dreams. They're no longer dreams because I've actioned something. For each thing on that Delulu list, I have planted a seed, I have made a step, I have sent an email, I've done something. So then they're not dreams anymore, they're goals now. And because the list is crazy anyway, and I look at it thinking I don't think anybody's going to say yes to that, it means that I don't get upset, because the reality is it's very likely that no one's going to say yes. So I actually just end up getting really wildly excited. But here's the mad science behind it, because even if there are 50 things on that Delulu list of dreams and one of them, just one of them says, yeah, right, yeah, sure, then all of a sudden my life changes forever. That's how I got the 3rd season of my podcast, Texture Talk, sponsored by Garnier. That's how I got Natalie Emmanuel, who's that incredible superstar from Fast and Furious, as a guest. That's also how I managed to get a book deal, having never written a book in my life with no contacts whatsoever.
And it was really inspiring to me, and then I had a conversation with a friend of mine about it too, and kept seeing other things like similar to it, and it was just like this reminder to me to not second guess myself and overthink things, and to just proclaim things more and put myself out there more and do things even if I might not get it or it's hard. And that was another thing she was talking about. She was like, because if you like put yourself out there for something that you feel like you have no business doing, or you have a low rate of receiving, then it's not that big of a deal if you don't get it anyway. But like there's a good chance, like there's a part of the chance that you might actually get it, and then you do get it, and it's like, oh, like that's really rewarding. Train of thought. But yeah, that just really stuck out to me, and it's something I have been thinking about lately and tapping into more lately, because I'm somebody who overthinks things, and is like, oh, this isn't like good enough, or I need to do this or do that before being to the place where I can try for this thing or put myself out there for this thing or apply for this thing. And I'm like, no, not really. Like, you never know who might resonate with what you're creating or what you're doing as it is right now. And I saw this other quote recently too, and I can't remember what exactly it said, but it was just something along the lines of like, create it first and then make it good. But it's like, you have to start doing the thing and putting yourself out there, doing the thing, and gradually like you're gonna get better at it anyway. But I say all that to say that I have applied to a residency that I feel like I had no business applying to, like a writer's residency, and I also applied to have my writing in an art gallery, and there's a couple of publications, which is something I've been wanting to do anyway, but I just keep putting off, and I don't know if it's fear or like feeling like I'm not good enough or I need to do more or what it is, but there's a couple of publications I'm working on applying to as well, and I'm just like, Carmen, just do it. Like, literally the worst thing that can happen is they don't respond to you or they say no, and it doesn't matter. And I think the biggest thing for me that I've taken from that is like, it's a win-win situation. Even if whatever the thing is, even if you lose or you fail or you don't get it or they say no or whatever, you're still winning because you're learning something in the process. Like, from doing the resident I didn't know what that noise was, but like the residency that I applied for, from doing that, I learned so much about how applications work, and I had to create a writing sample, and I had to make like a writer bio and do all of these things I already needed to do and wanted to do for myself anyway, because I want to make a website, and I also want to have a exhibition one day soon, and so I need to have some like some things like that written up anyway, and descriptions, and being able to have more conversations about who I am and what I'm creating and what I'm in the process of creating. And so applying for those things helped me figure out those other things that I already needed to do anyway. So I learned a lot in the process. And also for the writing sample, I had to figure out an order to put it in and do a lot of revision and editing, which is like gives me a leg up for the book because I have to figure that out too, and that was something I was struggling with. So it helped me start to like move the needle forward for like the order of the book and like the order of the collection I'm doing, and like piecing together ideas and stuff. So I'm learning something in the process, even if I don't get it. And I'm also learning how to be more courageous. And like the more I do stuff like that, I'm just getting over and out of my fear of doing things and trusting myself more and becoming more confident in myself. So even if I don't get it, there are all these other things that I'm learning along the way and taking with me along the way. And so I'm like, but it's illogical to not do it. But yeah, so I'm trying to adopt that concept more this year, and just in life in general, of going for the things that I want to do and putting myself out there and just doing stuff, and not overthinking it so much or putting so much pressure on myself, and getting out of the whole like perfectionist thing. And even YouTube is helping me a lot with that, because I do not know really much of anything about editing and like doing things strategically. I just pull out my phone and I might write down like an idea. Like I wrote down the idea for this because it popped in my head, and I was literally just like, new word for the year, audacity, make a video about that. And then I literally just pull it out my phone and press record, and then I'll look back at it and make sure it sounds okay, and type up a title and a description, and then I post it with like minimal editing, like using like CapCut to like minimal editing and the captions and stuff. But anywho, doing these has also helped me get out of that zone, because I don't know what I'm doing, and I'm not on here for the purpose of trying to put a whole lot of effort into like the videos that I'm making. I think I have some ideas that I think would be fun to be more strategic about creating like a short film or something, but for the most part I want this place to just be a space for me to just share my process and my journey, and more of like a video diary type of thing. So it's not about it being like these like really particularly edited videos or anything. It's just like express and post. And so that's helping me get out of my comfort zone and getting out of the whole trying to make these like crisp, clear, perfect videos and edits and stuff like that, and more so just getting into my body and what feels good and what I want to say, and just doing that. But yeah, I don't think there was any other, got distracted. I don't think there was any other points to be made. But yeah, I'm working on just having more audacity this year, and just proclaiming who I am more authentically, and trusting myself in that, and just putting myself out there and being confident in what I'm doing and what I'm creating and how I'm showing up, and it'll work out however it's supposed to, and using everything as a learning experience and a learning opportunity, regardless of if I receive things or not. But yeah, okay. Toodles.